Hey everyone, it's Rob from Hypop and welcome back to another video. In this one, we're taking a closer look at a comparison between the popular Godox SL60 and the newer Godox ML60. For those of you that don't know and are new to our channel, we're a Sydney-based photographic and video equipment retailer and distributor. We stock many products such as these, the Godox range of products, as well as Aputure and other popular brands. So if you want to take a closer look at more of our videos, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to drop a like on the video if it's helped you. Feel free to leave down in the comments section below your thoughts, or if you have any questions about the comparison between the Godox SL60 and the ML60. Follow us on social media at Hypop and visit our website, hypop.com.au. Let's get into it. So this is going to be a relatively short video because we're just comparing two really similar lights here. So the really popular Godox SL60 and then the newer version, the ML60. So you can see the naming scheme is basically, the same besides one letter there. But these lights have been out for quite a while now. I know that this comparison probably is a little bit too late. There's been a few online already, but we wanted to do it just sort of to go through the main differences between these two really popular lights. Now, if you didn't know, there's actually two versions of the ML60. You've got the regular ML60, which is just a daylight rated 5600 Kelvin light. And you've also got the ML60 Bi, okay, which in Australia is approximately $20 a little more expensive. And the Bi version is actually a dual color version. So you can adjust it between 3200 Kelvin up to 5600 Kelvin. Now, why is that a good thing? Because a lot of people like to use the warmer color temperature tones, and really just depending on your use case, being that this is a portable light, you may opt for that, that light instead. So this light here, the two that we're comparing are pretty much like for like. If you want to take a closer look at the review that we've done for the ML60, which is the top light over here, you can click the link up above. Now, jumping straight into it, firstly, we've got the SL60. So, comparing the lights really quickly, they're both continuous LED lights. They're both COB lights. So you can see there, they've got the chip on board, single point light source. Now, both can be plugged into the wall to be used as an indoor studio light. But where the differences start are where the ML60 range, so the ML60 and the ML60 Bi, can be operated via battery, which is a really nice feature. So if you want a light that's going to be portable and that can be used on location and not just in studio, then you'll definitely be looking at the ML60. So the SL60 is exclusively a plug-in studio light. It's been really popular with content creators, setting up your own studio, YouTubers, so all sorts of different people who require a continuous light source. So this could even be a product photographer, or if you're a filmmaker, if you're filming your subject, but you only are in an indoor location or a location that has access to power. Now, both lights here have a mount that allows you to mount modifiers, and that's another point of difference between the two. So the Godox SL60 features a Bowens mount, which is a relatively standard or universal mount for lighting modifiers. There are a lot of Bowens mount softboxes and modifiers on the market from Godox themselves and from other brands too. So that's something to take note of. You also, on the Godox ML60, have a new mount. And this is Godox's proprietary mount, which is called, ideally, the Godox mount. So you can see here, it actually looks quite similar to a Bowens mount, but the lugs, or this part here, is slightly thicker. So unfortunately, you're not gonna be able to interchange lighting modifiers between the two lights. So if you're wanting to build a lighting setup, your best bet is to get lights that have like-for-like lighting modifier mounts. Now, another point of difference between both of these lights are the size. So you can see here, the SL60 is quite a large unit. Its build here is, it's sort of like a plastic build, but it's a mixture of plastic and metals here. So it is quite sturdy, but you can see it's quite large, and also perhaps cheaper materials were used to produce the light, which is how they get the price so affordable for a light such as this. Here with the ML60, you can see is a really small light. Now, if you're familiar with Godox's other lights, including their flashes, it really is similar to the 8300 Pro and sort of in between the 8300 Pro and 8100 Pro, which are this round shape here, but really compact and portable. When you actually remove it from the mount here, you can see that it's basically the size of my hand, and it's really nice and compact. So the whole point of this light is really to be compact, one, and two, to be portable, so you're able to operate this with batteries with the SL60 can't. Now, the next point of difference are the accessories that are included with the ML60 versus the SL60. The SL60 is more of a no-frills light, so you have a light here that is included with the power cable, and you also have the Bowens protector and also perhaps the Bowens reflector, depending on which retailer you purchase from. So it's really sort of a no-frills light that doesn't have too many accessories included, whereas the ML60 has many other accessories included, including their own Godox reflector. So you can see here, this is a smaller, narrower reflector, which allows you to narrow in and focus in your light a lot more. However, it is the Godox mount, so it means it's only really compatible with Godox mount lights. And you also have what you have here, which is essentially a bracket that allows you to mount it to a light stand, such as this, and also acts as sort of like a handhold for the light itself. So being a portable light, you're able to use this on the go and have perhaps yourself or an assistant to be able to hold this on location and be able to move your light around as you need it. So it's actually quite useful to have, and it's a fairly well designed bracket. You can see here it also tilts. So the bracket allows you to reposition and tilt that light, and it has that sort of wrench style locking mechanism and a nice big handle for you to be able to adjust that tilt there too. Now, you also have the mounting plate, which gets mounted on the front here, which allows you to power this light via NP-F series or L series batteries by Sony. So being able to operate this light via those batteries is also a big bonus, and having it all part of this one setup, even being able to handhold it or just mount it directly to a stand, is really a convenient feature of the ML60. Now, the last but also the most important point of difference would be the price. So here in Australia, the SL60 retails for approximately 210 Australian dollars, whereas the ML60 retails at about 410 Australian dollars. So you are paying almost double the price in terms of the differences between the two. If you're looking at the ML60 buy, you actually have even more of a price difference. It jumps another 20 or $30 there at about the 430 to 440 Australian dollar price point. Now, that's really up to you to determine whether you want to purchase, something that's sort of more of a no-frills light and you're going to be using predominantly indoors and in studio, or if it's something that you want to be able to use outdoors and on location, and something with a bit more versatility. And if a compact size and portability is more important to you, then you may be looking at the ML60. Now, you also need to determine if you'll be using those other color temperature ranges for you to be jumping over to the ML60 buy. So if you're wanting to use those warmer color tones, then you're definitely wanting to be going for that option rather than the SL60. Now, a few more differences, including the ML60 has 8 lighting effects to choose from, which is more of a popular feature coming from the newer model LED lights. There are no lighting effects on the SL60, so it literally is an on-off light with the adjustable dimming knob, whereas the ML60 obviously has the on-off with the adjustable knob, but it also includes 8 lighting effects for you to mimic certain effects for your video or cinematography. Another difference would be the fan noise coming from the SL60 versus the ML60. Being a smaller size, you can see here, it would fit a slightly smaller fan than the SL60. So that means the light itself is operating with lower RPMs from the fan. In essence, will generate lower noise from the fan also. Whereas the SL60 is known to have a little bit of that fan noise. It really depends on your audio setup here. So if you have your microphone closer to the light, then obviously you may hear an audible noise from the fan. However, in most cases, a lot of microphones have low pass filters or low cut filters to be able to cut out this ambient humming noises from fans. In most cases, this shouldn't be too much of an issue, but it's great to see that the ML60 has a relatively silent fan in comparison to the SL60. Now looking at some of the technical specs, the SL60 has a CRI rating of 93 versus the ML60's CRI rating of 96, so slightly different there. However, it's really hard to determine those differences really by the naked eye anyway from the two lights, especially once it's over that 90 CRI range. On top of that, you have output ratings pretty much the same. They're rated at 60 watt COB LED lights. However, the lumen ratings come out slightly different, where the ML60 gives you a rating with the reflector at about 13,000 lux at 1 meter, whereas the SL60 without the reflector is approximately 4,000 lux at 1 meter. Now these are tech specs taken directly from Godox and online. However, I'm assuming once you're using a reflector here, especially just the standard 7-inch Bollens reflector, it'll be in that rough same region of about 10 to 13,000 lux. So in terms of output, you're pretty much like for like. So now it all just comes down to what you value the most, whether you want portability and a compact size, and also if you want the additional features of the ML60. So that was just a quick look and comparison between the Godox SL60 and the ML60. These are both great lights to use whether you're a new content creator or a YouTuber. So for more videos just like this, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell to be updated of any new content we release. Leave a like on the video if it's helped you. Feel free to leave down in the comment section below your thoughts or if you have any questions about both of these lights. Follow us on social media at Hypop and visit our website, hypop.com.au. Thanks for watching.